On the latest episode of Farmer Wants a Wife, Julia learns that chicken comes from chickens.
Wait, so when we eat chicken, this is that?
Yes. Girl.
Oh, I might be a vegetarian. Oh my god.
I'm Lizzie Frizzle. Let's talk about TV.
Woohoo!
Season 3, Episode 3 is called Meet the Friends because the women meet their farmer's friends, or friend and cousin, so they can help him decide who to eliminate. Except Colton's group, since he did end up eliminating Taylor, he doesn't get to see his friends and his contestants don't get to leave his farm. Kind of feels like they're getting punished for being further along in the process than everyone else. On her way out, Taylor warns the other women that Colton told her he was only interested in one of them. He didn't, though.
He was like, it's really hard because from my very first conversation, I had eyes and my heart skipped a beat for one girl.
There was a girl or two at the speed date that I kind of thought that too, about the heart kind of skipping a beat.
But since Colton had already been put away for the night by production, the women couldn't ask him to clarify, so they all got paranoid except for Bailey, because as the person picked for the first solo date, they assume she's probably the one. In the morning, the ladies take on farm work we hardly get to see any footage of, while people who have hardly been in the show yet, like Vivian Lee and Chloe, suddenly start getting so much screen time you might as well skip to the end of the episode because the editors basically spoiled which women will be marked for elimination by the farmer's friends. In California, Matt's contestants plant passion fruit vines. Jay's ladies in Alabama feed his animals. In Missouri, John's contestants load hay onto a truck as they find themselves at the intersection of fast fashion and farm work.
What happened to the belt?
It broke.
And we don't see any Arkansas farm work, I guess because Colton's group is still being punished for Taylor's elimination. When it's time for the women to meet their farmer's friends, John's group heads to a local watering hole, Jay's group goes to a bar that used to be the site of an historic department store, and Matt's group goes to an inn that's still the site of an historic inn. In Alabama, at the Alabarma, Julia's stilettos and her attitude prohibit her from playing pool.
No, it's over. Julia's done.
You don't want a no shot?
No, I'm not playing. It's not happening.
Later, Vivian Lee reveals that she's never been in a serious relationship, worrying Jay because he's looking for the most serious relationship, marriage. Elsewhere, Tiana tells Jay's friends that she'll only move to Alabama if she's engaged. And even though I think that's pretty reasonable, Jay and his friends get all 2000 sitcom about it.
With Tiana, she says she's not gonna move to Florence unless she has a ring on her finger.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow.
Didn't you just say that you wanted a wife?
I'm here to find my wife.
In California, Matt reveals to his friends that the two women he's most unsure of are Haley and Rachel, the two non-blondes. Once they all meet, Matt's friends appreciate that Haley is like one of the guys, but they worry that she's too much like one of the guys. Also, Rachel is from New York, in case you didn't already know somehow.
We're not in New York City anymore, Rachel.
Definitely not.
New York does not smell like this. I'm from New York, so I don't see none of this. I'm gonna bring my New York attitude. I definitely feel like his friends, they're not used to being around people from the city.
You got Rachel, New York, New York. She's got a lot of city in her.
We spend the most time in Missouri with Farmer John's group, mostly because Samantha gets almost an entire segment dedicated to her, wherein she's for sure gonna be honest with John's friends.
John does value this farm a lot.
For sure. For sure, it could be an issue. I'm gonna be honest. I'm also used to being at the real. So I'm going to be honest. I'm not gonna lie.
Samantha also admits that she wouldn't want to live rurally, which normally would be basically an instant deal breaker on this show because at one point that was supposed to be the whole point. But John lives in St. Louis, 2 hours away from his family's farm, so it doesn't matter at all anymore. What does matter is that both she and John are used to being at the wheel when it comes to making life decisions. But as John's friend points out, that's not how car anatomy works.
But there's only one wheel on a car. There's only one steering wheel.
Later, John's friends talk to Chloe. Like Taylor last episode when she talked with Farmer Colton, Chloe thinks her chat goes well. And like Taylor last episode, Chloe is very wrong.
What are some of the things you're looking for in a future partner?
For me, I am looking for love.
If there was one thing that you really wanted John to understand about you, and what would that be?
I have a really big heart.
My condolences to all the women who got less screen time during this part of the episode than the exteriors of the buildings they were inside. Back on the farms, the farmers announce which women they want to take on the dates, which turn out to just be a quick chat and some booze a few steps away from everyone else. Farmer Jay brings both Julia and Vivian Lee in the first ever Farmer Wants a Wife 2-on-1. Farmer Matt brings Haley. Farmer John brings Chloe. Naturally, the editors insert random footage of Samantha to imply she's jealous, even though getting invited on this date is a bad thing. And in Arkansas, Farmer Colton, remember him? Gets to take someone on a solo date too, but without the threat of elimination looming over it. He picks Keely because she reminds him of a horse. Seriously.
Why did you pick me?
You know, like when you see a really pretty horse like run around doing something, you're like, I want that one. Same thing.
For their date, Colton recycles the same blanket and pillows he used for Bailey's date. Then he explains to Keely that his comment to Taylor about only being interested in a couple of the women wasn't a confession that he's already decided on Bailey, just a poor choice of words in the awkward moment between Taylor gushing about their connection and Colton eliminating her. Keely feels reassured just in time for Colton to do his favorite thing, get a kiss.
I just thought of the question that I always wanted to ask you this whole time. I've been wanting to ask you since day one. Do you want to kiss me as bad as I want to kiss you?
Yes, I did.
Meanwhile, in California,
Matt did not kiss me. So I'm just going to wait patiently. Yeah.
And that night in California, Matt worries that Haley is too superficial.
You are tall, dark, handsome.
Like, what do you really want though? Like, beyond like surface level stuff, I guess.
But when Haley asks Matt about his dream wife, he says,
Super hot.
After a pleasant chat, Matt asks Haley to stick around and promises that the experience is only going to get better.
Oh, that's good.
You just wait, it's gonna get better.
Now, where have I heard that before?
This has been really amazing. Thank you.
You just wait, it's gonna get better.
In Missouri, John eliminates Chloe, which wasn't surprising because the next time on for this episode literally showed it happening. But even if it hadn't, it was obvious that Chloe was doomed just based on John's reaction the one time we saw her try to make a joke.
I'm so appreciative of my mom because she did so much for me. I know you're biased. Your mom probably you think is the best person in the world.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I might have you beat. I'm joking.
There's not a competition. We all love our mothers differently.
Supporting.
Yeah, I get it.
And John's first attempt at eliminating someone just gets clunkier from there.
I think you're going to make absolutely anybody very, very happy.
Anybody but him. Finally, in Alabama, the mood is icy on Jay, Julia, and Vivian Lee's 3-person date. Once again, the episode ends on an elimination cliffhanger, so I guess that's just what we're doing this season. This one is about whether Jay will eliminate Julia, Vivian Lee, or no one. Last episode, the next time on was careful to not spoil whether or not Colton eliminated Taylor. In the next time on at the end of this episode, Julia is prominently featured. Will Jay cut Vivian Lee, or will the Meet the Friends excursion that was supposed to help 3 farmers decide who to eliminate end in just 1 elimination? Find out next week on another Farmer Wants a Wife recap. Thanks for watching. In the meantime, if you're so inclined, please like and subscribe, and also turn on notifications to be notified about the next video. Thanks again, and see you then. Bye.